Welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated. We help gym owners and coaches build successful habit-based coaching programs without reinventing the wheel. We know that helping your clients become the healthiest versions of themselves isn't just about getting in the gym for an hour or just telling them what to eat. We really focus on a holistic approach, looking at support systems, stress management, mindset, lifestyle, exercise, and of course, nutrition to help coaches and gym owners create customized plans for their clients, then keep them accountable one step at a time. I'm your host, Nicole Aucoin, registered dietitian and founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring. I'm also the author of The Basics of Nutrition Coaching, CrossFit Preferred Nutrition course. In this podcast, I'm going to teach you how to take one step at a time to build a successful habit-based coaching program where you finally feel confident talking about nutrition to your members and your communities. Today's podcast is my husband, the co-owner of Healthy Steps Nutrition and CrossFit HSN. In today's podcast, we talk about the best moments of 2021 for Healthy Steps Nutrition Mentoring. From there, we dive into where we are headed in 2022 to support gym owners and coaches to build professional coaching programs using a habit-based approach. At the end of this episode, I talk about some specific strategies that we're launching and some upcoming events that are going to be absolutely amazing. One of the things that my husband and I started doing about 6 years ago is taking a weekend away from, we used to go to Costa Rica, but that COVID kind of changed that for a little bit. But we would get away just to plan out what success looks like for us for the next year, personally, professionally, and with the business. It was really fun to just reflect on how far we've come in a year and where we are headed. It was probably one of my favorite weekends because I really love picturing and dreaming big and setting awesome goals and having my husband be a part of that. And then what we would do is we would come back and talk to our core staff about it. We would get them really pumped up about it. Then the rest of our team would find out. After that, then the members and people in the Healthy Steps Nutrition Mentoring family would find out. Then lastly, all of you listening to this podcast are general people that are just in our network and follow us. This is something called cascade communication. I think this is a big problem with a lot of businesses. They don't do this. The right hand doesn't talk to the left hand, and you don't have buy-in from your team. I hear often gym owners talk about how they have turnover. And over the next few weeks in this podcast, we're going to be talking about leadership strategies. And I'm actually bringing on one of my personal mentors who's absolutely amazing in the next podcast. But this stuff that I'm talking about today is so important to understand where you're headed so you don't get distracted and you can really achieve the goals that you want to achieve. And I challenge you to sit down and really do this. We actually hosted a State of the Union webinar where I walked through exactly how we came up with our big three is what we call it. It comes from one of my mentors, Michael Hyatt. And we walked through an exercise for other gym owners to do the same thing. So if you want access to that webinar recording, you can click the link in the show notes. I really hope you enjoy this episode. It was so fun to reflect back on some of the really cool things that we've done this year. We're going into 2022 celebrating 10 years of Healthy Steps Nutrition. And I have to give a huge shout out to all of our staff, all of the mentors, all of the people that have trusted us on their journey and all the gym owners and coaches who've trusted us to help them build awesome nutrition programs. Thank you and enjoy this episode. Jay, welcome to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
You have made quite a few appearances on this podcast with mentoring this year. It's been a busy year for you.
I'm basically like the president of this company, but not.
But not. Okay. So we're all on the same page here. I want to take a recap of the past year. 2021, I would say, was one of the best and toughest years for the company. I want to dive through some of the best moments that we had this year. The first one, the games.
The games, July. We were on the fence about, if we were going to go in June, I think, and then you were asked to speak at the games again in July or late June. And wow, I'm so glad we went.
I think I specifically was battling some mental health stuff going on, and the games really got me back to where I was. And looking back, when prior to COVID, I was traveling out to CrossFit headquarters like every other month, and we were going to speak at events. We were doing stuff. I was around gym owners all the time. And that's what brings me so much light. Like, I love just talking to gym owners and helping them. And when we went back to the games, we were able to do that again. And it was just amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so good to see a bunch of familiar faces and to get in those groups and circles with other gym owners, with push press. I mean, we had a meet up with push press, and we were able to kind of the meeting of the minds. And, when you do life together with other people that are like-minded, like gym owners and software companies and different partnerships, it makes life that much, more fun to do.
For sure. I think it was cool to see there was, a bigger presence of CrossFit Health, but affiliate support was huge. We met Gary Gaines and quite a few people on the affiliate support team, which was awesome to connect with them and see the vision of where CrossFit is going to support affiliate owners. And I think it's super obvious with all of the recent stuff with CrossFit that they're prioritizing health and nutrition now more than ever. And it's inspiring other gym owners to now want to prioritize nutrition, which is super, super exciting for me.
Yeah, I mean, this was probably our busiest November that we've had
ever,
and December starting out that way as well. So what that means to me is more and more gym owners are realizing that nutrition is the foundation, which they knew it was, but they weren't maybe monetizing on it, and they weren't getting that reach of like, hey, I can help my members this much more. And not only that, but from a retention standpoint too, after COVID, I think some eyes are opening up and light bulbs are going off that this isn't going anywhere.
No, I don't have the paper in front of me, but Two Brain Business recently sent out a survey, and it tells you like the numbers of the average 2020 rates of things and the 2021 rates. And for gym memberships, I think it went up by like $4. For personal training, it went down $1. And for nutrition coaching, it went up by $25. So people are charging more, and they're valuing their time for nutrition, which is amazing, what we've been preaching on this podcast for forever. And people pay attention to what they pay for. So super excited with the direction of where things are headed. And I'm so excited to be continuing to inspire more gym owners. Speaking of inspiring gym owners, we have been inspired by some of our HSN gyms. And I think out of our top 3 things, number 2 is the tour that we did of gyms around the U.S. this year.
Yeah, we kind of got a late start to it. COVID, damn it. But you got to go to New York. I think CrossFit asked you to go up there at one point, and you went up and you got to meet with a bunch of gym owners, and I think Rob Young, and you were able to capture some of their stories. And then we did a separate trip to Tennessee, and we got to visit a couple of gyms there and really highlight how they're doing. We got to meet their clients. We got to meet the owners of the gyms in person, and we got to sit down and kind of break bread with them and just be humans. And it's awesome to be having that relationship in person, not through Zoom. And I think for us, that was like, boom, light bulb went off that this is something that we both really, really enjoy doing. And we enjoy capturing those stories, and the gym owners love it.
I mean, the cool thing was, so it actually started in Jacksonville, right? I was asked to speak at the Florida CrossFit Affiliate Gathering, and we had a gym owner there she's not a CrossFit affiliate, but she's one of the most successful gyms running our program, Nikki with Graham Strength and Conditioning. And our media team was going, and I was like, man, I want to go to her gym and capture her story and also interview one of her clients. And we made it happen. And she ended up posting and getting some more clients with it. And then when the New York event was going on, we were sitting at church actually on Wednesday morning at prayer. And all of a sudden I got this idea of like, I want to go to CrossFit Generation. I didn't even know where CrossFit Generation was compared to where we needed to go. But I was like, we're going to go there. We're going to fly in. And as soon as I got home, I Googled CrossFit Generation to CrossFit Rockland to see how far it was away. I'm like, oh, it's only 90 minutes. We're good. And we flew in, and that was one of my favorite trips, like meeting Barry and Jocelyn. They're just such amazing humans. Bern, the nutrition coach that we interviewed. She came on, told her story, and it was just so inspiring to meet these people in person. And of course, Rob and Beth, I got to hang out with Beth quite a bit during that trip, which was amazing. And we went to Tennessee, which we'll be back there soon. But it was really fun. And the cool thing is, we have the financial resources where we can invest and bring our media team into these gyms and capture their stories, and they can use it to build their own businesses, which is so awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, hey, we own a gym. We know it's tough. And if my mentor said, hey, I want to come down into your gym and I want to showcase some of your clients and I want to showcase you and I want to sit at a round table and I want to go over, how I can help, I would be like eating that up. Yes, please. Yes to all three.
Yeah. It's funny. We were sitting down like, okay, where are we going to go next year? And the one person that we landed on first was Matt and Sarah Aucoin. I'm so excited we're heading to Texas. Yep. We reached out to him and he was like, yep, absolutely. So we plan on doing more of that for sure. The last thing actually just happened really recently. Lindsay, our chief of staff, and I held a 1-day intensive, and prior to December of 2021, the only initiatives that we've really ever done were for our mentoring clients. And I love them. I give them all the love, and we do so much to help support them, and we will continue to do that. But we wanted to make nutrition and habit-based coaching a little bit more accessible, knowing that there'll be thousands of gyms that launch nutrition challenges in January. So we held a 1-day intensive, and it was from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Lindsay and I went through everything you could possibly need to know to plan, launch, execute a habit-based nutrition challenge, and most importantly, use that to kickstart an ongoing nutrition coaching program so these gyms don't fall into the challenge trap. And the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. There were like a couple minor details that people asked us, because of course we asked for feedback at the end. How are we going to improve if we don't know what people thought? But there was like a couple minor things like, hey, I would love if you sent me the timeline before the day of. I'm like, okay.
That's easy.
That's pretty easy. And there was one other like minor thing. I'm like, oh, yep, that makes sense. We use Canva and Acuity for scheduling, and you don't have to use that, but that's what we recommended. The other piece of feedback was, hey, I'd love to know what things we would have needed, like Acuity login or Canva login prior to the 1 day.
Yeah, done.
Okay. Yep. Makes complete sense. No problem. We'll make sure to include that. And it's funny, Lindsay and I got done with that day. We were both like on a high, so excited. And I gave her a call and she goes, Nicole, I want to do one again. I'm like, okay, yep. The first Thursday of January, we'll do it for those gyms who are planning to launch a nutrition challenge like February 1st, because February is always a good day or month to run a nutrition challenge because it's short and it'll bring people right to the CrossFit Open. It'll be awesome. So I would say those are the top 3 things. But one of the cool things we do as a company is we sit down and we do something called the Big 3. And this comes from one of my mentors, Michael Hyatt. And I think, as business owners, especially as you grow, you can get presented with a lot of opportunities. And those opportunities can be distracting for you at times. I love new things. You're smiling and laughing right now because you're like, Nicole, you get distracted all the time.
Start 100 million things if you could, but we got to dial it into the 3.
Yep. And the thing is when you can narrow your focus, you can catapult your results because the things actually get done instead of trying a million things or doing them half, the way that they should be done. So when we were thinking, all right, what are the 3 main things that we want to do going into 2022 with a mentoring program? The first one is actually the same for both companies, Healthy Steps Nutrition HQ and Healthy Steps Nutrition Mentoring. And it's intentional opportunities to deepen connection and community. And, I think COVID isolated a lot of gym owners. We were just, doing Zoom, and me as a business owner, I literally sit on Zoom all day long. And we weren't really able to foster that connection with other people that are our peers.
Yeah, I'm over Zoom. Like Zoom, like Zoom's cool for people that are away, but it's time for us to get back in person again and to get our boots on the ground and literally start going out to gyms, getting out in front of our community, having more events where relationships are built, because that's what we do life for.
I think what I saw, we hosted a small one of these in New York, and what I saw was other gym owners inspiring the other people with using things. Like, for instance, we launched this price binder almost a year ago at this point. And I've been telling gym owners, like, hey, you need to invest the time. You need to do this sales binder. Yes, it'll take a little bit of time, but I promise you, once you do it, it will work. And people will sign up for nutrition, fitness, and accountability. And it's taken, the early adopters jumped on it, but it's taken everyone else a little bit of time. And it was really cool because the one guy, Mark, he owns Clamtown, he goes, Nicole, the price binder is magic. Like, every single person signs up for nutrition, fitness, and accountability. And everyone looked at me and they looked at him. They're like, tell me more. And he ended up inspiring every single person by the time everyone left that day to invest the time into getting this new sales binder done using our template. And it was awesome because these guys are now taking action. They're building their nutrition coaching programs because not us telling them, one of their peers telling them, which is so amazing. So, we have planned to do one in Tennessee for sure. Florida and then Texas is the slow, or definitely the core ones. We'll add some more smaller ones later. I think we're talking about our gym owners, but one of the things that you are really pushing me to do is really focusing on our staff. Most people don't know this, but our staff is virtual, right? Like, we don't have one person in the mentoring program that is in Deerfield Beach where we are. Every single person is on different time zones. We've got people all over the world. And one of the things that we're really going to be passionate about in 2022 is being intentional with getting the staff physically together so that we can work together and just rejuvenate everyone instead of them being on Zoom all day long.
Yeah, we need it. Everybody needs it. I remember being at the fire department for years and years, and you see the same guys, you see the same faces, but sometimes you need to get out together outside of the workplace and you need to bond. And we have an amazing team. Like, every member of our team is amazing. And we thought, what could we do to bring this team together and do team building, camaraderie, have some fun, and then at the end of it also showcase some gyms. And we thought, you know what? We love Tennessee. You want to retire in Tennessee.
I love Tennessee.
So why not go to Tennessee? We've done this before and rent like an 8 or 10 bedroom house on a big piece of property and have all of our team come in and do some team building experiences, and then also just hang out and do some fun things together and go whitewater rafting and eat some good food, listen to some good music, and just be together. And that's important. And I think the last 2 years have been tough on everybody. And I think it's really important for us to all get together and break some bread and be a family as well.
I love that. We did it back in 2019 is the last time we've gotten the team together, but the team loves when we do that. Lindsay was talking about it recently, like, man, I cannot wait to do this again. And I'm so excited that we're going to be super intentional and getting it on the books now to do it in Tennessee. So that's super exciting. Number 2 of our big 3 is really what brought us so much life this year during the HSN tour was capturing inspiring stories from gym owners and their clients and really just elevating the gym owners who are doing amazing with nutrition, fitness, and accountability. And they've partnered with Healthy Steps Nutrition, but they're the ones that are actually boots on the ground, doing the thing, helping their communities. And I want to highlight these amazing gyms as much as possible. So we've set out some tours that we're going to head to a few different cities and bring the media team and capture their stories so that they can use them to hopefully inspire more people in their community to take action.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I remember when we were in Tennessee, we got to visit Ryan and his team, and I specifically remember one of the interview questions and the way he answered it. He said, what's great about Nicole is that she owns a gym. She gets it. She's passionate about it. And you can tell in her faith or I forget the exact quote, but like to hear other gym owners, they want to be with us. They want to be together. They want to be with other gym owners. They want to help inspire other gyms. We all want gyms to do well. Why? Because we all have the same goal at the end of the day. We want people to be healthy.
Well, I know that, if we tried to work with everyone at our HQ location, we would only be able to reach so many people. But if we can inspire other gym owners and coaches to have their reach, now we're exponentially helping more people get healthy and make health a way of life, which is the ultimate goal. So super excited to continue to capture their stories, obviously on the Nutrition Made Simple podcast, but the videos are incredible. The media team is amazing. So that's number 2. Number 3 really comes down to coach development. And, I think the nutrition education piece, we built the CrossFit Preferred Nutrition course, and there's a ton of nutrition information in there. And we talk about a holistic approach, and there is information about support systems, stress management, mindset, exercise, lifestyle in there. But I am going to be so intentional going into 2022 to bring experts in to specifically give education pieces on the holistic framework, specifically talking about mental health and stress management, and making sure that all of our coaches have resources to send their clients, because mental health is something that's not being talked about enough, and they need support with that. Sleep is another thing that also goes into mental health that we need to have a sleep expert in, and bringing some coach development there. And of course, performance nutrition. While not everyone has performance goals, I think that there's an opportunity for us to empower our coaches with more sports performance nutrition information.
Yeah, for sure. And what hits home for me out of this whole thing is, the mental health. You and I have both been through our battles of mental health. We know people that have battled it. And, we sat down at dinner last night, and while clearly we can't offer our members of our gym, somebody, a psychologist or somebody, a resource for them, but we can actually have resources for them, and we don't, and we should, and we're going to. I think moving forward, I think last night you were like, we're going to talk to some people and have resources so that if anybody in our gym, any athlete, any family member of a gym member needs to talk to someone, we're going to be totally removed from it, but we'll have a resource for them to be able to provide, a safe place for them to go and talk to somebody.
I think when you Google like mental health counselor, there's millions of people that pop up. Like, I want to be able to vet some people and say, hey, this is a good person to talk to. This one, maybe not the right person for you, but here's a few options for you. And, take it a step further with our staff, like we're now going to have a budget for them, and they're going to be able to seek mental health help and not have to worry about any financial burden from it, because this is a serious thing that mental health doesn't discriminate. You and I just did a podcast recently on Nutrition Made Simple, talking about our issues and some of the stuff that you saw at the fire department. But I think it's something that needs to be talked about more, and people need resources to help them combat this stuff.
Yeah, this is really special to me. And I want everyone to know that, we don't take this stuff lightly, and that for me and you, I'd rather have less and give more. And if we can provide more resources for our staff, and if we can give them the tools that they need to be better versions of themselves, that's, at the end of the day, that's all I care about. I just want them to be healthy mentally, physically. I want them to be the best moms, the best dads. And sometimes, life goes a little fast, and we get caught up, and to be able to offer that. Our 2 big initiatives next year, we're going to go around, spend more money on media to help gym owners. And that makes me sleep better at night. I feel better at night. And the other big initiative is we're going to help our staff and give them the resources. And that, again, helps me sleep better at night, knowing that we're helping them.
I think if our staff is healthy mentally, they're going to show up to be the best versions of themselves to help the people they're working with. And it's a trickle down effect. So many cool things coming up in 2022. I can't wait. I know right now it's just like all the planning stuff, like, all right, let's lock in these dates. Let's do this thing. Let's figure out the calendar here. But I just cannot wait to be doing all of these amazing things and inspiring more gym owners and coaches to add this piece of the puzzle so that their clients can see better results. It increases retention. It increases revenue. Like, people need this help, and gym owners are positioned in a really great way to help their clients with nutrition, accountability, and of course the fitness aspect.
Absolutely.
I hope you enjoyed that episode and you're as excited as I am to jump into a new year. Man, 2021 was by far the most growth I've ever had as a business owner, as a leader, and just, man, dealing with some personal stuff at the same time as running a business is an adventure, to say the least. But we are stronger than ever. Our team is better than ever. And we're just so excited to head into a new year with a super clear vision of what we want to accomplish in 2022. The biggest thing for both companies is being intentional with creating opportunities to deepen connection and community. We hear it at our church all the time. We aren't meant to live this life alone, and we have to get connected with each other. I think one thing that COVID took away from all of us is that ability to connect. And there's such a special opportunity for CrossFit gym owners to foster this connection and get people together who are passionate about the same things. One of the things that we do at HSN Mentoring, and this was part of one of our big 3 initiatives last year, is to get more gym owners involved with their nutrition coaching programs. I started something with 2 of the mentors at HSN Mentoring, Patty and Heather. We started something called the Owners Mastermind Project. Basically a meeting that we do once a month on Wednesdays for lunch, at least lunch in my time zone, Eastern Standard. And we get together and just talk. And there's no like lecture or anything like that. It's just getting together and letting gym owners of all different that have been in business for all different amounts of time, some 15 years, some 5 years, some brand new gym owners, get together and just chat and learn from each other. And one of the coolest things that came out of the last meeting that we had in December was Josh from CrossFit Be Someone. He said, one of the best community events that I host is a vision board brunch on a Saturday at the beginning of January. And we were all super intrigued by what exactly he meant by it. And basically he talked about setting goals and doing like a group goal setting session that was visual and helping everyone create a vision board. He buys all the stuff and he sets it up on tables and people get together for a 2-hour event. The first hour they make their vision board. The second hour they connect with each other and find someone who has something similar on their vision board to keep them accountable and support each other. And he said what's really cool is because they make this vision board and people keep it up in front of them all the time, by the end of the year, they're accomplishing all of those amazing things. I don't know how many people are on that Owners Mastermind Project meeting, but I could tell you by the end of it, all of us were like, man, we're doing it. Let's do it. This is going to be awesome. HSN HQ is hosting one on January 8th, and we've created an SOP, standard operating procedure, shopping list, Canva templates, everything that gym owners need to do to host this. That's available for all of our mentoring clients. You can go into the platform and grab that. It's pretty awesome. So I hope that you are inspired and host that too. I talk about it a little bit more and how we're getting our members excited about it on this upcoming week's podcast of Nutrition Made Simple. So if you didn't know, we have a Nutrition Made Simple podcast. It is really cool. It's direct to consumer, so giving nutrition tips out. And that episode this coming week, we talk a little bit about the Vision Board Brunch. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast. I just want to give a shout out to all of our listeners. Thank you so much for all of your support. I hope this podcast is super helpful for you. We're celebrating 100 episodes. So man, so much work and love goes into this podcast to give out free help every single week. And I hope you truly enjoy it. Make sure you click the link in the show notes because there's always additional support and resources and tools to help you feel confident when launching a professional habit-based coaching program. Also, please don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review so that this podcast can reach more people. We'll see you back here next week.